guys, almost there. A couple more classes left, and then it's summer. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Let's do it this way. We're going to do series. Okay, so guys, we've been doing sequences. We're going to do series. What you're going to do is you're going to add the terms of a sequence. Okay, so the sequences before I would have given you 6, 8, 10, 12, right? That's the sequence. In a series, it's going to actually ask you to add the answers together. Okay, that's a series. Okay, yes, no, maybe so. Okay, so we're going to try to do this quick and to the point. I'm telling you right now, the arithmetic ones take a little while, so this video is going to be a little longer than the last couple. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, though. Okay, so we're going to do arithmetic series. There are formulas to these, so make sure you write them down somewhere so you can refer back to them and label them. Okay, so we're going to do S of n. Guys, that means sum. Okay, so if you see an S formula, by the way, that means you're doing a sum, so it's a series. It's n times a1 plus an all divided by 2. Okay, you know a1 is the first term. N is the number of terms. Okay, and a sub n amounts to the last term. Okay, whatever the very last one is you're looking for, would have to do, it's referring to that n term. So if I ask you to find the sum of the first 20 terms, n would be 20, and then an would be a20, so the 20th term. Okay, so keep that in mind. You're going to need those. All right, so here is what we are going to do. I'm going to show you how it works. So 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 10 plus 13 plus 16 plus 19. Okay, so I'm going to show you that it works. Okay, so I can add, this is just a 4 right here. I can add these all up to find the sum of these, or I can use this arithmetic series formula, right? Because that's plus 3, right? That's plus 3. So you'd need a1, which is 1. N would be the number of terms here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'd be 7. Now, an, okay, that's n, right? Would actually be a7, which is the 7th term. So term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and term 7, which would give me 19, which is really just the last term, right? Okay. Then we're just going to plug it into the formula. So we need n, which is 7, times a1, which is 1, plus an, which is 19, and divided by 2. Okay, so it goes 7 times 20 over 2. Remember, you always do what's in parentheses first, and then you always do what's up here first. Okay, now 20 divided by 2 is 10. So the answer would be 70. Now, if I added all these terms up, I should get 70, right? So 1 plus 4, whoops. 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 10 plus 13 plus 16 plus 19 gives me 70. Okay, so can I just add them all like here? Yeah, absolutely, if there's only a small number. But the ones we're going to do is going to ask you to add like 49 terms. Okay, so you're going to need to use the formula. All right, so I'm going to show you what it's going to look like on the Delta Math. Okay, so you got 3 plus 12 plus 21, right? And it's going to ask you to find the sum of the first, we're going to go 25 terms on this one. Okay, so from 3 to 12, that's plus 9, right? From 12 to 21 is plus 9, right? So this is arithmetic. So your sum formula is going to be n times a1 plus an divided by 2. Okay, so that's the formula I need to use. So do yourself a favor, write out if you have everything. So I know I need n, right? So n is 25. I know I need a1. That's 3. Then I need an, guys, which is a25. I need the 25th term. Do I have the 25th term? No, I only got the first 3. Okay, so you're going to have to go find this using the term formula from the other day. Okay. That's the A sub n equals A1 plus D times n minus 1. Okay, I'm telling you right now, the arithmetic ones take a little time. Okay, the geometric ones are actually pretty easy, but the arithmetic ones, you have to do this first, okay? So I need to find that AN, right? So A25. So I got A1, right, which is 3, plus D, which is the change, right? So that's 9. And then N is still 25, because I'm trying to find the 25th term, right? Minus 1. So 3 plus 9 times 24. So 9 times 24. So it's 3 plus 2, 16, which gives me A25 is 219. Okay. Now I have all three of those, so now I can plug it in the formula. So N is 25 times A1, which is 3, plus AN, which is 219, and divided by 2. Okay, remember, do what's in here first. So 25 times, that's 222, divided by 2. Yep. So 25, 2 goes into 2 once, into 2 once, into 2 once. So it's 25 times 111. So 25 times 111. My answer would be 2,775. Yes, no, maybe? Okay. Let's try one more of these. Okay, so if I give you negative 10, negative 15, and negative 20, right? Okay, so this is minus 5. This is minus 5. Remember, you're going to do the second one minus the first one, right? So that becomes positive. So negative 15 plus 10 is going to give me negative 5. So that's arithmetic, okay? So when you use the S of n equals n times A1 plus AN divided by 2. Right? So n I know, what are we going to do? We're going to find the first 43 terms. So the sum of 43 terms. Now, they always say the first 43 because that leaves you starting with the first one, okay? So n is going to be 43. A1 is going to be negative 10. Now I need AN, which is A43, which I don't know what that is yet, so we got to go find it. So we're going to use the term formula. So A43 equals A1, right? So we're using this formula right here, guys. Now we can write it. So AN equals A1 plus D times N minus 1. So A1 is negative 10. Now D is negative 5. So we're going to go minus 5 times N, which is 43 minus 1. Right? So negative 10 minus 5 times 42. So we got negative 5 times 42 is negative 210, right? So it's negative 10 minus 210, which gives me negative 220. That's your 43rd term, because that's AN. Okay, now we got a whole bunch of negative numbers here, right? If I keep adding negatives to negatives, I get more negatives, right? Okay, so your answer is going to be negative. It's okay. So now we're going to do the sum formula. So you need N, right, which is 43, times A1, which is negative 10. Now, you can do plus negative 220. I'm just going to do minus 220. Whatever floats your boat, divided by 2. And again, it's 2 because it's part of the formula. So 43, so negative 10 minus 220 is negative 230, divided by 2. Negative 230 divided by 2 is going to give me negative 115. Now you're going to multiply it. So 115 negative times 43, and your answer is negative 4,945. Okay, yes, no, maybe so. All right, let's move on to the geometric ones. All right, so now, geometric formula is S of n equals A1 times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. Okay, so, phone was buzzing. All right, this is geometric, so make sure you know the difference between them. Okay, so we're going to do 25 100, and 400. Okay? We're going to find the sum of the first 7 terms. Okay? So, think about what you need here, right? You need A1. I have that, which is 25, right? I need R. R is the change, right? So R, remember, is the second one divided by the first one. So that's 100 over 25. Okay, so divide it and change it to a fraction. Or, okay, remember, if you've got your calculator, so 100 divided by 25. If I just put it as a fraction and hit equals, it gives me my answer, right? So it's 4. Okay, so R is 4, and then I need N, which is the number of terms, so that's 7. Okay, so I have everything I need. I don't need to go find extra stuff like the arithmetic ones. Okay, so now plug it in. So I need A1, which is 25, times 1 minus R, so 4, to the N power, which is 7, over 1 minus 4. All right. These you need to pay attention to how you're doing on your calculator. So guys, grab your calculator and work it out with me because I need you to make sure you do these right on your calculator. All right, so we're going to do this part first, right? Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go 1 minus 4 to the 7th and hit equals. Okay, so 1 minus 4 raised to the 7th power and hit equals, right? Now, after you get that answer, don't clear anything out, don't do anything, no rounding, just keep going. Now you're going to do divided by. Now, this part down here, do you see how your calculator has parentheses? Okay, even this one has parentheses. Guys, you're going to use your parentheses. Now, can I just do 1 minus 4 in my head and do that? Yeah, but there's going to be fraction ones, so I want you to understand what's going on. Okay, so then you're going to do parentheses, 1 minus 4, close your parentheses, and hit equals. So divided by parentheses 1 minus 4, close your parentheses. That's going to give you what 1 minus 4 is. Now you have to equals to actually divide it. Okay, once you get that, then you're going to times it by the number on the outside. So in this case, 25. Okay, and then hit equals. So times 25 equals. So my answer is going to be 136,525. Okay, so let me show you on this one. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. So 1 minus 4 raised to, make sure you use the right button, that one, to the 7th power, right? Hit equals. Okay, then divide it by parentheses 1 minus 4. Close your parentheses. Guys, you got to put the parentheses or else this is going to do order of operations. It's going to divide your answer by 1 and then it's going to subtract 4. So it's going to divide this by negative 16,479. You don't want to do that. Okay. Hit equals, and then you're going to times it by the outside number, which was 25, and I get the same answer. Okay, so make sure you guys do that. Okay, so again, it's the same on your cell phone too, so be careful. All right, let's look at this next one. Here we go. All right, so we got 108, 36, and 12. Okay, and we're going to find the sum of the first 8 terms. Okay, so you should be able to tell this is geometric and not arithmetic, guys, because the difference between here and here is much bigger. All right, so we're going to use the sum for the geometric. So S of n equals A1 times 1 minus R to the n over 1 minus R. Okay, so things I need A1. It's 108, right? I need R. Remember, the second one divided by the first one, so 36 over 108. Reduce it, or use your handy-dandy calculator, right? So 36 over 108. It's going to give me a third. Okay, here's the deal. You have to use a fraction, guys. You can't use a repeating decimal. So if you're on your cell phone and you divide this, okay, right? Let's clear this out. And if you divide this and you do 36 divided by 108, 36 divided by 108, you're going to get 0.3 repeating. You can't put 0.3. If you put 0.3, you're going to get the wrong answer. You can't do that. You have to do a fraction, okay? So be careful. Don't do repeating decimals, no rounding. And then n is going to be 8, right? Okay, so plug it in. You have A1, which is 108, times 1 minus R, which is a third, to the 8th power over 1 minus a third. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it on here, and then I'll show you how to do it on your cell phone. Okay, so that way, if you're using your cell phone, guys, how to get a calculator. I'm telling you. I know there's only like 2 weeks left, but come on. All right, so we're going to do the top part first, right? So we're going to do this part first. So we're going to go 1 minus 1/3 and raise it to the 8th power and hit equals. So 1 minus 1/3, raise it to the 8th power and hit equals. Okay, again, you have a decimal. Don't do it. Leave it alone. Just keep going. Now we're going to divide it by parentheses 1 minus 1/3. Close the parentheses and hit equals. You've got to do the parentheses, guys. So divided by parentheses 1 minus 1/3. Close your parentheses and hit equals. Now multiply it times the outside number, which is 108. So times 108. Okay, I will tell you this, Delta Math tells you to round to the nearest whole number, so the nearest integer. So the answer to this would be 162. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do it on your cell phone. Okay, so your cell phone might be a little different than mine. That's fine. Okay, so again, now the difference is when you do fractions, you're going to have to do division in a parenthesis. So when I do 1 minus, I need to do a fraction, so use the parentheses. Parentheses 1 divided by 3. Close your parentheses. Now raise it to, make sure you use the right exponent. I got to do the 1 to the y, the x to the x to the y. Raise it to the 8th power and hit equals, right? Now divide it by parentheses, that's this parenthesis, 1 minus, now I need the parentheses for my fraction, okay, equals, right, then times 108, and I get the same answer, okay? So if you're using your calculator, guys, or your cell phone, use parentheses for your fraction. Now you can actually cheat this out if you're using, you can actually use that number right there, by the way. It'll give you the same thing. So if you were to do this, okay, so I can go 1 minus 30, oops, gotta put in parentheses, 36 divided by 108, close your parentheses, and raise it to the 8th power. I can actually do that and get the same answer. So divided by parentheses, 1 minus parentheses, 36 over 108, close parentheses, equals times 108. Okay, still get the same answer. So it's not that big of a deal if you don't reduce that. Okay, all right, there's my answer. Okay, let's look at some of these Delta Math problems and then send you guys on your way because I'm sure you're tired of watching me. If you have gotten this far, okay, so let's do this one. Do I want to do this one? Okay, so arithmetic one. Okay, so I got 2, 7, and 12, right? So 2, 7, 12, and I wanted to find the sum of the first 42. Now, here's a little cheat right here. Guys, right here, see how it says 42 terms? That's probably the giveaway that it's arithmetic, if it's a high one. All right, so from 2 to 7 is plus 5, right? And then that's plus 5. Good job. So what did I say it was 40-something terms? 42. Okay. Okay, so A1 is 2, N is 42, AN, which is A42, I don't know, right? So I'm using S of N equals N times A1 plus AN over 2. Okay, that's the arithmetic one. You got to make sure you know which one you're using. Okay, so I don't know this one, so you're going to use the term formula. That's the AN equals A1 plus D times N minus 1. Okay, so D was 5, right? So A42 equals A1, which is 2, plus D, which is 5, times 42 minus 1. So it's 2 plus 5 times 41. So 41 times 5, 41 times 5. So 2 plus 205 gives me 207. That's this. You're not done. Don't put 207 as your answer. Okay, now you got to plug it in here. So N is 42 times A1 is 2 plus AN, which is 207, right? Divided by 2. So it gives me 42 times 209 divided by 2. Okay, no rounding, right? So 209 divided by 2, enter. Get 104.5. Okay, times 42. And I get 4,389. Okay, so let's go over here. 4,389 equals, enter, submit, yes. Okay, we got it right. Woohoo! All right, let's do a new one. Okay, so I got 29, 174, and 1044. Again, okay, so see how it says like the first 7 terms? Like to me, that's the giveaway. This is geometric, right? So, but try it out. You know that's too big, right? That's not going to be arithmetic. Okay, so you need A1. So A1 is 29. You need N, which is the first 7 terms. So 7 terms. Okay, so we're using the geometric one, right? So let me write this out. So S of N equals, let's make sure I get it right so I don't tell you the wrong thing. A1 times 1 minus R to the N, or 1 minus R. Okay, and then you need R, right, which is 174 over 29. Okay, I would try to divide that first and see what happens. So 174 divided by 29. Okay, it's a whole number, so it's 6. All right, so then we're just going to plug it in. So A1 is 29 times 1 minus R, which is 6, to the N power, which is 7, divided by 1 minus 6. Okay, so remember, you're going to do the inside first. We're going to go 1 minus 6 to the 7th and hit equals. So 1 minus 6 raised to the 7th power and hit equals. Okay. Then you're going to divide it by 1 minus 6 in parentheses. So divided by parentheses 1 minus 6, close the parentheses and hit equals. Okay. And then you're going to multiply it times the outside number, so times 29. So at 1623623. So 1623623. Submit it. Is it right? Yes. Woohoo! We got it right. Okay, so one last thing I want to show you guys, because the questions has been asked before and it may. Okay, so if you get something like this, so 3 and then 15 over 4. Okay. What you can do, okay, if you're trying to find R, it'd be 15 over 4 and then over 3. So if I have one of these calculators, guys, you can actually do this. So 15 over 4, right? And then, oh, actually, that's not going to work. You can do 15 over 4 and then divide it by 3. So you're going to do 15 over 4 and then divide it by 3 and hit equals. Now, I get a mixed number, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you this again right here above the fraction button, D to C. Hit that second, and then that button, it changes to an improper fraction, okay? Now, you can do that on Delta Math also, okay? So if I do it on Delta Math, I can do 15 divided by 4, arrow over, then divide it, okay? Divide it by 4, not by 3, and equal it, right? Now, over here, you're going to get 1.25. Now, remember, if you go to functions, okay, so let me get the thing. So functions right here. Okay, click that, and then hit the fraction, and it changes. 1.25 converts to the fraction 5 over 4. Okay, so be aware of that. Let's close this out. Okay, so just make sure you understand that. Got it? Questions? Okay, let me know if you guys need some help. And enjoy. Bye.